So here we go. The Los Angeles Lakers made a move that raised a lot of eyebrows by waiving Jordan Goodwin. And while on the surface that might seem like a small shake-up, it opens the door to some major implications. Most people are connecting the dots and pointing straight to Marcus Smart. That's the name everyone's talking about. And honestly, it makes sense. Freeing up that cap space gives the Lakers the flexibility they need to bring in a player like Smart, who fits perfectly into the kind of defensive identity this team has been trying to build around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But here's the thing, even if Marcus Smart is the guy and that deal ends up going through, you're still looking at a roster that's got one spot open, that 15th and final slot. And when it comes to the Lakers, we've seen them play this exact scenario before. They're no strangers to going into the season with just 14 guys locked in and keeping that last spot open for flexibility. Sometimes they play the buyout market after the trade deadline. Sometimes they wait until just before the playoffs and scoop up someone who's sitting out there looking for a shot, pay him a veteran minimum or a small guaranteed, and plug him into a role that fills a very specific need. They did it with Tristan Thompson not too long ago. Waited literally until the eve of the postseason and then gave him a small deal. Threw him into the mix, and just like that, he became part of the roster. It's a strategy that gives the front office a little breathing room, a bit of a safety net in case injuries pop up or trades shake things up. And speaking of trades, the Lakers have been deep in trade talks lately. That doesn't mean anything's set in stone yet, but the conversations are happening. And when a team is this active, it means they're trying to make something happen, even if it's not today, even if it's not tomorrow. Now, maybe the Goodwin move wasn't just about Marcus Smart. Maybe they're clearing space because they've already had conversations with someone else. Maybe they know a player wants to join them and this was just the first domino to fall. Could be someone sitting on the edge of free agency waiting for the right opportunity. And in that case, getting off of Goodwin early actually does right by him. It's a move that says, look, we're not going to hold you hostage on the bench just to cut you mid-season. Letting him go now gives him a shot to latch onto another team. Maybe catch on somewhere with a better role, a better fit. If they'd held onto him until January, he probably still would have ended up getting waived anyway. But by that point, his options would be a lot more limited. Teams would have already made their mid-season adjustments. Roster spots would be tighter. And all he'd walk away with is whatever little chunk of guaranteed salary he had left. So in a weird way, waiving him now is almost a respectful move. It gives him a chance to land on his feet elsewhere. But back to the Lakers, what are they going to do with that open spot? Because even if Marcus Smart is coming in, they still need to think about depth. There are still solid free agents on the board who haven't committed anywhere. Guys like DeAnthony Melton, who a week ago looked like he was on his way to the Golden State Warriors, but that never materialized. Then there's Al Horford. Same thing. Rumors were flying that he was heading to Golden State, but that deal didn't happen either. So the question becomes, are these guys waiting for the Lakers? Could it be that the front office already knows that one or more of these players is interested? You look at someone like Josh Okogie, who brings defense, length, versatility. He's got that 6'5" frame with a 7-foot wingspan and can guard 1 through 3. The offense is a bit of a question mark, but let's be real, the Lakers aren't hurting for scorers. If Okogie gives you defense and effort, that's already a win. Especially if you're building a rotation around guys like Smart, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. You want as many defensive stoppers as you can get to take pressure off the stars and give Darvin Ham more flexibility in how he schemes matchups. So yeah, even if Marcus Smart is a lock, someone like Josh Okogie still makes sense, and the Lakers have been known to be patient. They'll wait it out and see how the rest of the league shakes loose. You might get a surprise buyout like a Jerami Grant or Nikola Vucevic. Maybe one of them doesn't get bought out, but even if just one does, that changes the landscape. The key here is being ready. If the Lakers have that 15th spot open, they're in a perfect position to pounce, and we can't ignore the other possibilities. Amir Coffey's name has been floated. Blake Wesley just got bought out by the Wizards. Ended the season shooting 37% from deep, and earned a reputation as a scrappy defender. Maybe that's the type of guy you bring in, a young piece, low risk, high energy. Someone you give a year to and just see what happens. And then there's the G League pipeline. Cole Swider is a name that pops up because of his shooting. And with all the rumors about the Lakers possibly trading Dalton Knecht, you're going to want someone who can help replace that floor spacing. If Dalton goes in a deal, it makes perfect Sense to look at someone like Swider as a plug-in option. Give the kid a shot. You know he can shoot, and that's half the battle in today's game. Then there's Darius Bazley. No official word yet on what's going on with him, but if it turns out it's nothing serious, maybe just a minor tweak or something that needs a couple weeks of rest, then that's another intriguing option. He's big, mobile, and has shown flashes of being a switchable defender with some offensive upside. Maybe that's the kind of gamble you take now with training camp still a couple months away. Same goes for guys like Arthur Kaluma or Christian Koloko. If the Lakers end up trading someone like Maxi Kleber, which has been rumored, it might make sense to bring in another big to fill that void. Koloko's a young guy with size and tools. Might not be polished yet, but again, these are the kinds of signings that don't cost much and can pay off big later in the season. So when you look at the overall picture, the Lakers have a lot of different ways they could go. They could fill the 15th spot now, or they could wait and let things unfold. But either way, it feels like more moves are coming. Any trade they pull off is probably going to open up another spot or two on the roster. A deal for someone like Andrew Wiggins, for example, would likely be a 3-for-1 swap. That means you clear out to additional players and suddenly you've got 3 open roster spots. That's not just flexibility, that's an opportunity to reshape the end of your bench and add pieces that fit exactly what you need. In a scenario like that, maybe you do bring in someone like Koloko, but now you still have more spots to fill, and maybe you want to keep one open just in case. So you bring in another vet and you keep the last one in your back pocket for the buyout market. That way you're not scrambling mid-season. You've already got your reinforcements lined up, and let's not forget, the Lakers can't officially sign Marcus Smart until Wednesday. So there's still a little bit of a window here to maneuver. Talk to agents, weigh their options. This is the part of the offseason where patience becomes the most valuable asset. Let things breathe. Let teams make their cuts. Let players who thought they had deals realize those opportunities are drying up. That's when value starts to emerge. Players like DeAnthony Melton, who's still unsigned despite being healthy and ready to go. There's a reason for that. Are they waiting for the Lakers? Are they waiting for something specific? It's hard to say. But if Melton really didn't want to come to Los Angeles and was all about Golden State, like people were saying, then what's the hold up? Where? 2 months from camp, and for someone like him who's coming off an injury, you'd think locking in a deal now would be smart. You don't want to risk a setback during a workout and suddenly see teams back off. So the fact that he hasn't signed anywhere yet is at least a little suspicious. Al Horford, on the other hand, might be in a different boat. He just had a new baby and there are whispers he's considering retirement. That's the kind of situation where you understand a guy wanting to take his time. Maybe he wants to enjoy the off-season with his family, clear his head, and figure out what comes next. No pressure, no rush. Totally makes sense. But someone like Okogie, that's different. That's a guy who can step in and contribute right away. And honestly, you could make a strong argument for slotting Marcus Smart right into the starting 5 alongside LeBron and Anthony Davis, with Okogie as that defensive wing complement. If Okogie can shoot even close to the 38% he put up in Phoenix, that's a game changer. Smart himself shot 38% with Memphis. And if you can get both of those guys hovering around league average from deep, you're cooking. The defense they bring is already a huge plus, but being able to keep them on the court without sacrificing spacing, that's the dream scenario. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In a surprising twist that has sent ripples through the NBA community, rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the landscape of professional basketball. Word on the street suggests that Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning superstar of the Milwaukee Bucks and one of the league's most dominant forces, might be heading to the Los Angeles Lakers. While nothing has been confirmed officially, the mere possibility of such a transfer is enough to ignite excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. Giannis, known for his extraordinary athleticism, relentless work ethic, and ability to carry his team on both ends of the court, has long been the cornerstone of the Bucks franchise, leading Milwaukee to an NBA championship in 2021. He cemented his status as one of the game's all-time greats. The idea of him donning the purple and gold jersey, however, would be a seismic shift in the NBA's balance of power, elevating the Lakers roster to a level few could have imagined just a short time ago. Los Angeles has been aggressively pursuing a return to dominance aiming to assemble a championship contending team around their young core and existing stars. Bringing in GNS would not only add unmatched versatility and physicality to their lineup, but also instantly boost their chances of contending for the title. In the highly competitive Western Conference, the Lakers already boast a storied history and star-studded past, and acquiring a player of GNS caliber could signal the dawn of a new golden era. Speculation about the logistics of such a trade has fueled numerous debates. How would the Lakers manage their salary cap to accommodate GNS' massive contract? What pieces would Milwaukee demand in return for their franchise icon? Would GNS be willing to leave the Bucks, where he's been the face of the franchise and a local hero? These questions remain unanswered, but the chatter among insiders suggests that discussions could be quietly underway. If this deal were to come to fruition, it could have a domino effect across the league, prompting other franchises to make bold moves in response. The dynamic of conference rivalries, playoff seedings, and even player morale might shift dramatically. Fans can only imagine the electrifying matchups that would emerge with GNS battling former teammates and facing new challenges under the Lakers banner. While the situation remains speculative, one thing is clear: the prospect of GNS Antetokounmpo joining the Los Angeles Lakers is a tantalizing possibility that has captured the imagination of basketball enthusiasts worldwide. Whether it remains a rumor or evolves into reality, the buzz itself highlights the unpredictable and thrilling nature of the NBA. As the offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on the Lakers and the Bucks, waiting to see if this potential blockbuster deal will materialize and change the course of NBA history forever. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.